I'm interested in having you because of sort of the diplomatic speak that is going on right now in this. And look, we have the map here. Syria, 4 different affiliate groups that are Iran proxies. In Iraq, 3. Politico this morning had this exclusive. U.S. intelligence officials estimate Tehran does not have full control of its proxy groups. I'm wondering why something like that leaks right before you hit the proxy groups and you don't hit Iran.
Right. I think you're putting your finger on this. To say that they don't have full control is, on the one hand, of course not. They provide weapons, they provide training, they provide equipment, but these are groups that can do whatever they choose to do. But let's be clear, they are absolutely 100% dependent on Iran. And if Iran says, we don't want you to do this, they're going to think about it. If Iran says, go do this, they're going to feel like they have to. There's not 100% control, but it is clearly Iranian-directed and Iranian-funded and equipped. So that is a somewhat misleading thing to say when, in fact, we know what's really going on here. And secondly, I suspect that what the administration is trying to do by not hitting Iran is to send a signal to Iran, don't hit us on our homeland, particularly during an election year. We don't want terrorism here. So I think they are trying to say, you hit our guys overseas, we will hit your proxies overseas, shut this down, don't do it anymore. But as you indicate, deliberately avoiding striking Iran.
I think it's fascinating that you've got senior U.S. officials now telling the media, hey, we're not going to hit Iran after 5 days of delay before a meaningful response. This was from the New York Times, even more. Iran tries to avoid war with U.S. after stoking Mideast conflicts. After Iranian-aligned militias killed 3 American soldiers, Iran leaders sensed a line was crossed and are sending more conciliatory signals while awaiting President Biden's promised response. When you're playing it out in front of the New York Times, I think it's pretty interesting. But to me, this reads of almost setting the stage for, if President Biden were to hit Iran, then he is the one who is escalating. And it flip that around, it allows the administration to say, no, President Biden showed resolve and also restraint. It sort of is a chess game that's being played both publicly and privately by the Iranians.
Right. Well, the first thing we have to start to stipulate here, we shouldn't pay any attention to what they say. They have authorized their proxies with weapons and money and training that they provided to attack Americans. And so we shouldn't be concerned about what they say. We should be making sure they know that that is unacceptable. Secondly, that requires an immediate and forceful response. Something not advertised days in advance, something that is not limited in scope in any way. As we say, we can do this at our choosing, but instead of talking about it, we should just do it. And I don't think we should convey to the Iranians that, oh, their territory is safe. We want them to think that it might not be, because then they might actually try harder to prevent these attacks from happening.
Yeah, or try it all. I'm almost sort of looking ahead. We did this in War Notes that went out really as the bombs started to drop, and said sort of look forward to the Sunday shows, right? Because you're going to have either Blinken or Austin or Jake Sullivan, SecDef, SecState, or the National Security Advisor on the programs. And you can almost imagine them, I feel like, sort of mirroring some of the talking points from Politico of saying, hey, look, we can't bomb Iran because Iran doesn't necessarily have total control. We don't want to raise the reciprocity multiplier here. We don't want to take that step. You can almost hear them saying, we don't want to put the Iranians in a position where they have to respond. They're willing, if they're willing to back off, so are we, on and on and on. You've done this before. You've given these off-the-record briefings or background briefings to reporters. Take us behind the scenes. What's happening in Washington right now between the administration and the media to package this?
Well, this administration has a particularly close relationship with a lot of the media, and they believe, and it's sincere, I wouldn't call this spin, I would call it that they sincerely believe that they have got this right, that they have responded appropriately and forcefully while avoiding escalation into a wider Middle East war. We have done this just perfectly. That is what you're going to hear on the Sunday shows, and the media is going to pick that up and play it back and say, oh yes, this is exactly what they've done. You need to look at these things from the perspective of how do our adversaries read it? What do they understand? And what they understand from this is that we do not want to fight back forcefully. We are trying desperately to avoid escalation. We aren't going to hit Iranian territory itself. This gives, and we're going to give them fair warning days in advance that we might strike back. This tells them that we do not have the resolve and the determination to really fight back and defend ourselves and our allies and friends in the region. So they will continue. They will say, oh, we don't want a wider war either. And meanwhile, they will have their proxies step it up.
Yeah, well, look, we know the Iranians could care less about their proxies. That's why you have proxies, because they become expendable. Ambassador, this was a fascinating conversation. I appreciate it. Please come in and join us in studio sometime, sir.
Okay, it's a pleasure, and I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you. More on the breaking news ahead, including exactly how to really deter Iran. Also, RFK. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.